Hi everyone, welcome back to E-commerce Success by At360, the channel that makes business owners happy, productive and successful. Today we have an original case because we're going to review a business selling paint kits by numbers. You know, these little images with all these numbers, and each number corresponds to a color that you need to paint. So it's quite an original product. The seller is based in Indonesia, and they're not selling on their website but on a e-commerce platform, which is the equivalent of a local Amazon. So a number of interesting parameters today. Nonetheless, the question they're asking is super interesting, and I think the answers in terms of how to consider the pricing, the margin level, why people are making purchases, and what to improve in terms of product description, images, reviews to increase conversion rates. All these aspects are going to be hyper relevant for any type of e-commerce businesses out there, globally, regardless of their country, their industry, their vertical. So I think we can draw some generic lessons from today's discussion. If you enjoy these videos, please put a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications. All these actions are going to be really helping us a lot. It's going to help us grow the channel, make these videos viewed by more people so that we can help as many business owners as possible. It's only going to take a second for you, but it's going to make a massive difference for us. So thank you in advance. This video is brought to you by At360. At360 is the easiest way to increase sales on Shopify by managing all your ads in one place, implement retargeting and all other advertising techniques. If you want to learn more about that, there is a link in the description. You can book a free demo, or we can do a free consulting call where I review your business, I review your website, your marketing strategy. I give you advice for free. It's no commitment, no strings attached. Don't have to use the app. If then you're happy about the tips I give you and you want help managing your ads, you're free to give a try at the app. If not, I'd be happy to help you anyway. That's our way to give back to the community, get known, get a reputation for experts in our field. So it's really our mission to make as many business owners as possible successful. Okay, let's jump right into it. So there's this post on Reddit on the e-commerce community. We're not going to read everything from Keith from the East, but it's quite an interesting post. It's quite long, detailed. So we'll start with the end because it's quite interesting. So they wrote this list to view their options, prioritize, and they're a bit lost. So hopefully we can give them some tips and some help today. They're a software engineer, which we can tell obviously from the profusion of detail and the well-organized structure and the detailed hierarchy in the reasoning. It's quite clear you have an engineer mind, which is great. But I'm going to show you how you can apply this to better understanding your market, your customers, your product, not necessarily in terms of calculating the perfect or ideal price, margin percent, and technical details like that. So you're selling yourself, selling your product is not your main strong point. And that's something that struck me because when I read this, I think many people feel the same thing. That's why I said, regardless of the industry, the product, the country, what we're going to talk about today can apply to anybody. I've talked to a lot of business owners in the past few weeks. Many people have this common feeling of they're a bit lost, they don't really know how to sell their products. They have an expertise, they are very strong in what they do, they know a product or a market or a niche very well. They have identified a need or a market opportunity somewhere, a window of opportunity because there's a lack of competition or good solution, or they have a better pricing or more features. And all of that is great. But you're not going to sell just because of a market analysis. At the end of the day, you need to tick all the boxes to make sure your website is nice, the product is nice, the price is good, but also that you're meeting customer demand. And there's more to it than just crunching numbers. Okay, let's review a few of the elements. So they're saying they I'm just going to summarize what they said. They are, so as I said in earlier, they're selling paint kits, paint by number kits. Okay, so yeah, paint by number kits. So let me show you an example. So this is one of their products. Okay, so you can paint, and the product gives you indications in terms of how to apply the colors. So and basically they calculated everything. They looked at their competitors. They tried to make price more efficient. They computed everything from minimum wage and the shipping and delivery and some cashback stuff. And basically they computed the minimum price they could afford, including only 1% to run the business, a 1% margin, which seems extremely low. And they still have no sales. And right now they haven't had any sales since 56 days ago, whereas the competitors are selling more than 1,000 pieces per month for double the price. Okay, so there is an established competitor, and even they're saying one more competitor. So this does prove us there is a market for this product, there is demand, there are regular orders. Now, I think they're a bit puzzled because they assume that thanks to their calculations and good business optimization on all the costs and the shipping and everything, by raking down all the costs to the bare minimum and putting it only at a 1% margin, they thought that they could take the market, right? And that if customers would see this product for half the price of the competitors, they would jump on it and buy it, and that they could take the whole market. The fact is that's not what's happening. So there must be a problem somewhere, hence the trouble of this poster. Okay. Now let me start with something. What I'm going to say maybe doesn't apply to all businesses, to all types of products, to all verticals. But I think it very much applies in this case. You're not going to get the maximum of sales just by reducing price. It doesn't work like that. The purchasing act is a multifaceted issue. You have the price, but you also have the product itself, its description, the pictures. Does it fit your need? Was it a need in the first place, or is it just a craving? Is it something you saw by chance and you looked at it even if you had no intention of buying such a product in the first place? Was this something you were actively looking for? Is it more of a impulse purchase, or is it something where you spend a lot of time and due diligence comparing all the competitors before you buy it? So you have the brand, the seller brand, seller reputation. How likely is it that it's a scam? So you have all these different parameters that that combine to form the purchase decision. A lot of new e-commerce businesses downplay all these factors. They focus too much on what's immediately visible and tangible in their opinion, which is the pricing. I'm sorry to tell you that even if you have like half the price of your competitor, you're not going to, magically grab all the sales from them, for a number of reasons. Firstly, people are willing to pay for higher quality. Hence the success of luxury items, luxury brands. Why all these influencers are talking about Gucci and promoting these brands. They're not promoting the cheapest clothing possible. They're promoting higher price. In the mind of the consumer, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but if the price is too low, it could also signal bad quality, cheap product, maybe dangerous, maybe not environmental friendly or whatever. So you have a number of considerations. Having a too low of a price could send a wrong signal. People also appreciate a product's quality based on the insights they're getting. So they don't have the product in their hand. When they're making the browsing, they have to judge from some signals that they're getting. pricing is one of these signals. If the price is higher, they will tend to assume quality is higher too, even though that might not be the case. For example, you explained that so you sell some kits without easel for 188 and with easel for 313, and your competitor sells for a higher price the product without easel, so the one you sell for cheaper, and even the one which includes that you're selling for cheaper than them. So and the problem is the conclusion that you're drawing is, oh, I need to decrease my prices even more, and that's where you're stuck because you only have a 1% margin. It's already almost impossible to run a profitable business with such a low percent of margin, and so you're hitting a wall. You can't decrease the prices even more. So your conclusion shouldn't be, oh, how do I make it possible to decrease the price even more? No, that's not that. You should be thinking, okay, how can I increase sales without decreasing the price? Or even how can I increase sales and increase the price at the same time? And that's entirely possible. A lot of people wrongly assume there is a price elasticity for all products, all markets, all times. That's simply wrong. There are many studies that show that's plainly wrong. And people are willing to pay higher prices, sometimes for no reason, sometimes for higher quality or perceived higher quality. Sometimes people are willing to spend more to give them a sense of accomplishment or purpose. They're buying a $50,000 Rolex watch. It's not because it tells you better the time than a $100 watch. It's because the watch itself, the price tag is a feature of the watch itself, Today there was an Apple event where they announced new products. And Apple is a great example of a brand which has consistently increased prices every year, or almost every year, and they keep on selling more iPhones. If price elasticity was true for all products, all categories at all time, you would imagine if they increase price, they should sell less. No, that's the contrary. They increase price and they continue to sell more. So I'm not saying it's always the case. I'm not saying if you increase your prices, you're going to magically sell more. I'm just saying the inverse is wrong as well. So it's not by decreasing prices you're going to sell more. Now let's have a look at your shop. So this is your shop. Again, it's on shopee.co.id. I'm not familiar with this website, but the poster on Reddit explained it's the equivalent of eBay on Amazon in Indonesia. So this is your shop. So we can see you have few products. Okay, you also ask, should I add more products? Honestly, it's not going to help you. I mean, you can give it a try, but people are not buying from you with 8 products. They're not going to buy from you 10 times more if you have 80 products. I want you to really take a step back from this engineering mentality, which I know very well because I studied math for many years. So myself, I can put myself in your shoes, because when I learned about marketing and advertising, I also had this way of seeing things, which is overly logical, overly relying on the reasoning and theorems and equations and calculations, and things don't just work like that with human psychology most of the time. Okay, so no, the problem is not that. The problem is you don't have enough trust. So now, there are some factors you can work on, some factors that are simply much harder, that will require just time and effort, and the pricing has nothing to do with this. Firstly, your competitor, so this is the shop of your competitor, so obviously we're saying they have more products, but they also have a lot more reviews, they have more followers, they have a lot more sales, so all of that is taken into account for the shop platform to promote them, okay? So that's something you can't really work on, or you can't act on in the short term. You can't really ensure that this platform, Shopee.com, is going to put you forward just because you have lower prices. It doesn't really work like that. On the contrary, it might hurt you because I don't know what's their business model, but if they take a small percentage of the transaction fees, they could actually favor products which are more expensive because they take a higher fee. That's possible. But again, I don't know this platform, so that's just a guess. So some things you can't really improve. Also, they have more, history. You just joined recently 2 months ago. They joined 20 months ago. So that's not a lot more, but still they're going to have the priority for some time. Now, if you do a good job about improving your product description, we're going to review that, and improving some technical aspects. With time, you're going to compete more and more with them. Now, what I wanted to tell you is from your shop, like half the time you spent on making all these calculations and these very long posts on Reddit, if you took half the time you did to write this post to increase your shop description and put a few more photos and improve your product description, it would have had a lot more effect, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But if I look at your shop, so this is your shop and your competitor's shop, I think it's way more clear to me what they're doing. Like, I only understood what you're selling when I looked at their shop. When I see the paint by numbers kit, like, it makes all sense here. I see this and I remember, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And you have these, little buckets of paint with the number on it, and each number on the canvas tells you where to, and it looks super simple. Just from a few pictures we understand right away what they're selling, how it works, and it's very visual. I could see myself painting it. It looks super simple, and even a kid could do it. It looks very simple, and I'm no painter, I'm no artist, but I'm sure even I could do this. And they give this impression with just a few images. Your shop, on the contrary, you have just this image. Although this looks like a fine group of women, we don't really know what's the link to your shop. Is this your team? Are these happy customers? It's not really clear. What are they holding? You said you only have 2 designs. So I think you have this one and this one. What they're holding is neither of these designs. So is this like a random art piece? Is this something else you're selling? It's very not clear, you see. And in the description, you don't even say what you're selling. You just have hours. If you look by comparison, their description, at least they say a few things like DIY, so do-it-yourself paint with numbers kit for adults, stress reliever, so that's a benefit, delivery, so this is a bit like you, okay. But there is a bit more information. At least the pictures are way more clear, give a way better impression at what you're selling. The next thing I wanted to show you is on the product itself. There is very few elements of description, and there are no ratings. That's not possible. You need to have ratings. I told about trust. People are not going to buy from you because you're cheaper. They're going to buy from you because they think it's a great product. It fits their need. It fits their want. They fell in love with it when they saw it. It gives them good vibes. They have, they can picture themselves doing it. You have a lot more images here. And, you have a bit more description. Not a lot more, I would give you that. But they have a bit more description. And they have some smileys. And, all these things are little elements that will make the product more likable, more believable, because and more trustworthy because of all the reviews. Also, you see the number of reviews. They have 459 5-star reviews. That's amazing. They have an amazing score. It's not possible on your end to have a product with 0 reviews. That's not possible. Like, you should. No, I'm not suggesting at all buying fake reviews or something. On the contrary, I hate that. I think that's that's really bad practice. But you said you made a giveaway. You should nicely ask people you did the giveaway with to put a review if they liked it, right? You say, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please put a review. This would help us tremendously. Ask them. Maybe not all of them will put a review, but it could help. If they're not willing to or they're not responding, ship a product to your family, to your friends, to your colleagues. Like, ask them nicely again if they liked it. If it's a genuine review, ask them to put a review about the product. Okay, you can't sell a product with no reviews. Again, people are not going to buy from you because it's twice cheaper if they don't understand what the product is. Like, you say it's paint by number, but we don't see any numbers on the picture, so the pictures are not clear. The description is not great. I don't see myself doing this one. Whereas this one, I've never done pin by numbers, by the way, in my life, but seeing these pictures, I understand right away. I can picture and visualize myself doing it. I'm confident I can succeed. And I'm thinking, yeah, that looks like a nice gift, even for someone, or a kid, or an adult, or, it looks fun. It looks like a relaxing activity. You're not giving any of that vibe, right? I mean, there's this short video, which is okay, but even here, you're not really showing the numbers, right? Like, where are the numbers? We don't see the numbers. So you're saying, oh, people should buy my product because it's twice cheaper. I'm telling you, there's no reason people would buy your product compared to the other one. Let me show you also this example. I typed paint by numbers on Google. I opened just the first website I saw, so I just chose this random website. I have no affiliation whatsoever with this one. Now, arguably, it's not the same market. I think this website is selling in the US, but still they're selling for $40. I'm sure they have more than 1% margin. I can guarantee that. I'm sure they have like a hefty margin even. See, I would be more willing to buy this product than this one, even if it's 10 times cheaper. Okay. Why? Because this product just is a lot more likable, and they're giving, if you don't know what to put in the description, you see, they're not just saying the content of the box and the size and things like that. They're giving you reasons to buy it. So these are benefits or features of the product, which may be indirect features, but they're still reasons to buy the product. It's relaxing and joyful. Easy drawing, so even if you don't know how to draw, which is my case, don't worry, you can do it. You can say something like that to your viewers. It's going to decorate your home. You're going to create a bond with your loved ones. That's a fantastic argument, right? Like to make it's maybe like half the people buying this are not buying it because they love painting. Maybe because they think, oh, what are we going to do this weekend? We're bored. Maybe it's like a lockdown or something. Like we already finished our puzzles 10 times. We watched all the Netflix shows. What are we going to do? Oh, why not like try something new, a fun activity? And maybe they will buy this product once and they will never buy it. And they're not buying it because it's 10 times cheaper than the competition. They're buying it because they got convinced by the description. Your description is not convincing because it doesn't give any arguments, right? If you want an engineering point of view, it's like imagine you're facing up objections. You have to imagine your viewer objections, right? When they first see the product, say, "Oh, it's not for me; it's for kids." No, this product is responding to that objection. They're saying it's for adults. Where is this? I saw that earlier. Oh no, it was on the shop description, I think. They said it's for adults. So, this is a way to handle the first objection. It's not for kids. Second objection, oh, I'm not good at drawing. No, it's easy. You have the number, you have simple instructions. Third objection is, oh, I already have too much stuff in my home, which takes space. And no, it's not just going to be another stuff in your home. It's actually a beautiful thing, which then you can hang somewhere. So it's actually decoration. So you're both buying the activity and the decoration. Then another objection could be, oh, but I don't know if I want to do that on my own. But no, you can do this with others, create a bond. And then you have, okay, it's a nice gift. It's also good for kids. So you have a number of different arguments like this. Maybe people are going to buy because of this one. Maybe some other people will buy from this. So I'm not saying each of these arguments individually is going to make people purchase. Sorry, what I'm telling you is a certain percentage of the readers will buy for one of these reasons. And if you add up these reasons to buy and you're clearing out objections one by one, the probability of purchasing is going to get higher. Okay. The last thing I wanted to tell you is from your post, you're saying or somewhere below that you're making sales through advertising. I'm not really sure where you're saying that, but basically you said that you're selling these products thanks to ads on this platform and social media. So the price comparison to competitors can be more or less relevant based on the context, based on the product, based on the pricing level. So if you're buying a house for like $100,000, sorry, you're going to be a lot more picky than to buy something where you're going to spend a few hours this weekend doing, right? If you're buying your car, if you're buying an insurance policy, you're going to spend a lot more attention comparing, looking at different, quotes, and at the end of the day, choosing the best one or the cheapest one. I believe, that's just my opinion, I could be wrong, I'm not an expert about your product or your field, but I believe your product is more of a impulse buy product, right? So it's not something people are going to carefully review and search and study and make a market analysis and look at all the competitors, rank them by price, by delivery time, and at the end of the day pick the cheapest of them all. I don't believe it's that kind of market. Last week I had a wonderful discussion with a young entrepreneur starting a website to sell her art, pixel made, custom hand pixel art. And now I had a fantastic, very interesting discussion about pricing levels and different techniques, and maybe we'll do another video on that topic. Anchoring, pricing scale, but basically what I was telling her is this is a product which is going to be impulse bought very frequently, especially if you get traffic from ads and not from natural searches of people going here in the search bar and typing paint by number kit. I think this product especially is going to be a lot of impulse buy, and especially in that case, my opinion is that pricing is completely irrelevant. You could sell it for, so you said $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. You're going to be making the exact number of sales, the same number of sales, regardless of the price point. I'm pretty sure of that. Now, if you have detailed figures to prove me wrong, I'd be happy and curious to see that. This is just my preconceived opinion, which may be wrong again, but I think at least let me phrase it that way. There is most probably a very weak price elasticity, meaning if you quadruple your price, you're not going to divide your sales by 4. Far from it. And since you have a 1% margin, if you multiply your price by 2, perhaps you're multiplying your margin by 100. So think also in terms of this. I think even if there was a price elasticity, if it's linear, you're much better off doubling your prices, because the marginal increase of margin is going to be fundamentally higher if you add in an incremental amount on your price. But anyway, I hope I got you convinced with my argument, which I try to make in a logical fashion to strike a chord with you, hopefully. I hope it made sense. And if you want actionable advice right away, I would say, first, I would really advise you to increase your prices, because I don't think it's going to hurt sales. Secondly, even if you had a high number of sales, I don't think you can make a business thrive on a 1% margin. I think it's simply unrealistic. Thirdly, I think in your product specifically, and with your method of promoting, which is advertising, people are going to see this by chance while they're looking for other stuff. They're going to buy it if they fall in love with your product, if they think, oh, it's cool, if they think, it sounds fun, it looks fun, I want to try. They're not going to start saying, oh, okay, it looks cool, but let me take like half an hour to compare the prices of every listed buyer and let's pick. No, I don't believe that. So I think you should focus more on the visual aspects of your product, work on the images, make it more clear what you're selling, different angles, different like these ones where you're seeing the numbers, you're seeing the pencils, you're seeing the colors, and it's much more clear what they're selling, how it works, how you can do it. You have more examples. You can do that even if it's one product, okay? Just make more pictures, more different angles, more steps, like one which is completely blank, where we see the numbers, one which is half done, one fully done, and we can see the progress, right? Improve the title, the description, ask for some reviews to people who already tried the product. If you do all of these little things, you're going to make the product more likable, more trustworthy, and you're going to increase your conversions regardless of the price, even if the price is higher. At least that's my opinion. I hope you got some value out of this video. I hope I taught you a few things on the absence of price elasticity in some cases. I hope you like the comparison between your product, the competitor, and this other American website, which gives more reasons to buy the product. If you want to learn more about how to, and again, these lessons can be applied to any business out there, anywhere in the world, whether it's in the UK, in the US, in Canada, whether you're selling on Amazon or Shopify, WooCommerce, or your own website. All of this is going to matter. How you present your product is going to matter, making it appealing, visually pleasant, giving a lot of arguments, benefits, features, give as many reasons to your customers as possible to buy your product. Each one of these is going to convince one more person to buy, right? And it's going to increase your conversion rate. If you do all of that, I hope that you can increase your prices, increase your margin, and run a very successful business. If you want to learn more, if you want a dedicated audit more in detail about your product, your e-commerce strategy, your marketing strategy, your advertising strategy, I'd be happy to do that. There is a link in the description to book a free call where I would give you consulting, free advice to help you run a successful business. I look forward to speaking with you. Have a good day. Bye.